You just paid $5 for a coffee. You didn't blink. You tapped your card, said thank you, and walked out into the morning feeling perfectly fine about your life. 10 minutes later, you go to pull cash from an ATM that isn't your bank's. A little message pops up. $3 fee. And something inside you flips. Not annoyance. Rage. You'd rather drive 15 minutes to your own bank than hand over $3 you were about to spend anyway. The coffee cost more. The coffee is gone forever. But the coffee didn't make you angry, and the fee did. So what exactly is going on inside your head? Because on paper, this makes no sense. $5 is more than $3. If you were a calculator, you'd be far more upset about the coffee. But you are not a calculator. You are a person, and your brain does not price things in dollars. It prices them in feeling. And a fee and a coffee, even for the exact same amount of money, produce two completely different feelings. Here is the first thing to understand. When you buy that coffee, your brain runs a tiny, silent exchange. Money out, coffee in. You handed over something, and you got something back that you wanted. Your brain files it as a fair trade. Nobody tricked you. You chose it. You walked in wanting warmth and caffeine and a small moment that was yours, and you got exactly that. The money left, but it left with your permission, and it left holding something in return. Now look at the fee. Money out. Nothing in. You didn't get a coffee. You didn't get a sandwich. You got access to your own money, which was already yours, sitting in your own account. The fee gives you nothing you didn't already own. So your brain doesn't file it as a trade at all. It files it as a loss. And losses, to the human brain, do not feel like smaller purchases. They feel like being robbed in slow motion. Researchers have a name for the quiet ache you feel whenever money leaves your hands. They call it the pain of paying. And it is a real, measurable thing. Spending money lights up the same regions of the brain associated with physical discomfort. Paying, on some level, genuinely hurts. But here is the part that matters. That pain is not fixed. It goes up and down depending on how the payment is dressed up. And nothing cranks the pain higher than a payment that feels unfair, forced, or invisible until the very last second. A fee is all three. Think about what a fee actually is. It's a charge you didn't plan for, attached to something you thought you'd already paid for, revealed at the exact moment it's too late to walk away. You've booked the flight. You've picked the concert seats. You've committed. And then the number climbs. The baggage fee, the service fee, the processing fee, the convenience fee, which is somehow never convenient for you. Your coffee never did that. Your coffee looked you in the eye and told you the price up front. There's a beautiful, slightly maddening piece of history buried in this. For decades, when you bought a plane ticket, one price covered everything. Your seat, your bag, all of it, bundled together into a single number you agreed to once. Then, in 2008, an airline did something small and enormous at the same time. It pulled the checked bag out of the ticket and gave it its own price tag. Suddenly the bag was a fee. Same bag, same plane, same trip. But now it stung because it arrived separately after you'd already decided to fly. Nothing about the cost of moving your suitcase changed. What changed was the feeling. The airline discovered it could charge you the same money, or more, and make you angrier doing it, simply by breaking one price into two. And once one airline learned that trick, the whole industry followed. The resort fee, the cleaning fee, the booking fee. An entire economy built on the discovery that a hidden second price hurts more than a bigger first one. So why would a company want to make you angry? Why not just raise the coffee price and skip the drama? Because a fee does something a higher price can't. A fee gets you after you've committed. The headline number stays low, so you say yes, you're in. And by the time the fees pile on at checkout, walking away feels like more of a loss than just paying. You've already imagined yourself at that concert. You've already pictured the vacation. Backing out now means losing something you'd started to feel was yours. So you grit your teeth and pay. This is called drip pricing, and it works precisely because your brain hates giving up a thing it has already claimed. Notice the trap. The very same instinct that makes fees enrage you is the instinct that makes you pay them anyway. Now, let's flip the whole thing over because this is where it gets useful. If the pain of paying can be turned up, it can also be turned down. And the companies you spend the most money with have spent decades learning exactly how to turn it down. They don't want you to feel the fee. They want you to feel nothing at all. Think about the last time you took a rideshare. The car arrived. It took you where you were going. You got out and walked away. No money changed hands in that moment. No wallet, no card, no wince. The payment happened somewhere else, silently, after you'd already left. That is not an accident. That is design. When the pain of paying disappears, so does your resistance. You spend more often, and you barely notice. There's a study that captures this perfectly. Researchers ran an auction for tickets to a sold-out Boston Celtics game and split the bidders into two groups. One group could only pay in cash, the other could pay by credit card. Same tickets, same game. The only difference was how the money would leave, and the credit card bidders were willing to pay dramatically more, in some cases, close to double. Not because they valued the game more, because paying by card hurt less, so their internal alarm stayed quiet and they let themselves reach higher. Card softer than cash, tap softer than card, auto pay softer than tap. Every step of modern payment is engineered to shrink that little flinch until you can't feel your own money leaving. And the ultimate version of this is the subscription. A subscription is the exact opposite of a fee, and that's the whole point. A fee is sharp, visible, and singular, so it enrages you. A subscription is smooth, silent, and repeating, so it never enrages you at all. You pay once, feel one small pinch, and then the money quietly leaves every single month while you feel nothing. Your brain only counts the pain once, at sign-up. After that, the payments become weather, just something that happens. Consider the gym. Economists once studied what people actually pay for their memberships versus how often they actually go. They found that huge numbers of people on monthly plans would have spent far less if they'd simply paid each individual time they walked in. They were, in effect, paying extra for the privilege of not feeling each payment. The monthly charge was invisible. A per-visit charge would have stung every time, right at the door, and that sting would have made them cancel. So they chose the version that hurt less, and it cost them more. Read that again, because it's the whole secret. You will happily pay more to feel it less. This is the strange machinery running underneath your entire financial life. It's not that you're bad with money, it's that your sense of what money costs is not built from numbers, it's built from feelings, and those feelings are being quietly played like an instrument. The fee is loud, so you fight it. The subscription is silent, so you feed it. And year after year, the silent one takes far more from you than the loud one ever could. So what do you actually do with this? You don't have to become a machine. You just have to borrow the machine's eyes for a moment. The next time a fee makes your blood boil, pause and ask a plain question. Is this fee actually the biggest number in this decision? Usually it isn't. Usually the fee is $3 of fury sitting right next to a $400 purchase you never questioned. Your anger is pointing at the wrong number. And the next time something feels painless to pay, get suspicious. Painless is the sound money makes right before it disappears. The tap that felt like nothing. The subscription you forgot you had. The upgrade that was only a few dollars more. None of those hurt. That's exactly why they add up. The absence of pain is not the absence of cost. Real financial awareness isn't about feeling more pain or less pain. It's about noticing when your pain and your price have come unglued from each other, when you flinch hard at something small and shrug at something huge. Once you can see the gap, the whole game changes. You start spending based on what things actually cost you, not on how sharply they happen to sting. So think back to that morning. The $5 coffee that felt fine, and the $3 fee that ruined your mood. Both were just money leaving your hands. One came with a story your brain liked, and one didn't. Neither number was really about the number. The people who quietly build wealth aren't the ones who feel the least. They're the ones who learn to look past the feeling and see the real price underneath, whether it screamed at them or whispered. So the next time your money leaves and you barely notice, stop and notice on purpose. Ask where it went, and why it didn't hurt, and whether it should have. Because the dollars that disappear without a sound are the ones deciding your future. Are you rich yet?